As Monster on Peak for our English viewers out there. It's me, Naisu, and Mirko, and we're excited for this one. Super Ken and Hades starting up together. A classic matchup, by the way, in the jungle that we're so used to seeing, with interesting lineups to complement them.
Definitely here. Again, back to the utility meta that we expected more of, but haven't really gone. We've just been seeing Lancelot dominate the field and Lanadon. But you want to know a fun fact, Naisu?
Tell me.
My boy Super Ken once said in Season 12, if I get the Baksha, it's 100% victory. And he did get like a lot of wins up until they lost in 3rd place on a Baksha. On
the Baksha?
Yeah, so it wasn't 100%. Hades already coming in, but you can see the pressure from DFYG. Super Ken, great pathing. And it's a battle in the Lethal Wanderer. Yeah, I think Hades will have to respect this one, man. Zed and E1. Wow, Hades still goes for it.
Oh, they're going to maybe initiate this.
Yeah, Shield Unity locked him down earlier. Should be a bit more respect. E1 with the Purify locked down on the other side of the wall. Hades one last shot, but Super Ken. Whoa! Curtizi puts it down, gets that DOT. Zed gonna be stunned up as well, but it's a flicker response from Zed. They're still brawling it out, man. Hades just doesn't want to farm, continues to push on the pace.
That's my boy. And by that, I mean Curtiz with the gourd, laying down. And that's always something you have to watch out for. I mean, it's not often that you see the gourd come through, and you've got to watch out for those stuns, and even the Mystic Gush later on once he has that. He's going to have a little bit of a difficult time, though. I always will say this on a gourd, you're not very mobile, which is so awkward because he has like this speed board that he has, and it just doesn't seem like it gets to do much. But he's going to have to just rely on stunning and then flickering defensively for the most part. And even as you look at the emblems here, there's a whole lot of just durability from DFYG's lineup that they're able to utilize. I mean, even Zed, he can catch out multiple members with the implosion. So I think even for JPL, the work's cut out for him to be able to find those setups with the Noon Run Blast. But this turtle's going to be started up. Team Flash has some control, but they might just force this off. A couple of level 4s missing here.
Shield Unity already used up over to JPL. Now it's going to be Ken with the curtain call. Retreat battle. Yi1 wins it out. Mystic Gush doing a lot of damage. Plays his wrath. Locks Heal VJ down. Whoa. It is a vengeance. Esme. Hades gets a traction pulse. Oh, Hades still able to dash away. Ken very low up against Super Ken. Ken on Ken violence here as Yi1 tries to cut him off. But with the Lolita, it should be okay.
Yeah, a little multiverse here. Ken versus Super Ken. But great traction pulse that we saw earlier on as well. But still, you know, it is an objective for DFYG. Here, we're back to the fighting in the river.
Hey, you gotta be careful with that shield. JPL puts it up, and the damage just gets canceled out. Hades forcing out the Purify out of Yi1, and DFYG are back to their jungle.
Team Flash is doing a great job, at least from Yi1, to get out the Purify. Now, they have that information. You know, you still have over a minute on that battle spell to be up. We'll see if they actually go for a play here. Oh, again.
Uh-oh. But look at Hades. The targeting has been phenomenal. Just jumps on Yi1. Kill VJ rotates over 2. And Kurt is still A-okay. Pretty safe in the back on the gourd.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. Just play from the back, especially when that flicker is down. Now, the rest of DFYG, like I said, you got to be able to activate Lung at some point. He's done pretty much just a decent job farming up. Doesn't really have to worry about too much. I'm not sure on if we got to look at the items just yet to see what he's building into, especially early on. Here we go. So he went with the Hunter Strike right away. You see Vanek still building up, and Lung has a little bit of a lead too. You know, he's gotten himself. Oh, implosion again. JPL.
Wow. Early one, they go all in onto JPL. Still has the Numenon Blast. Let's just see if they decide to go for it. Super Ken jumps in with a Shield Unity, locks Hades down. Numenon Blast catches 3. Mystic Gush coming down as well, but Yi1 is right there to punish Curtizi. That's a big pick right before the turtle spawns.
Yeah, great play there. Turtle's going to be up. You're going to see the positioning happening here on both sides, but Team Flash will start it up first, it looks like, with Ken at least around the corner while Hades is going to make his way. So now for DFYG, it's like, do you actually... When you bring Lung in for these fights, he's going to stay there because Vanex can join at any time he wants. So they're fighting for this space control right now. They jump in.
Falling Star, one in the shove back too, forcing a Purify out from Ken, who pops in the curtain call, locks him down now. Taunt double on Hades. Able to lock Zed down. Now he's caught in the turtle pit, has the flicker. Mystic Gush used on retreat battle, 1 out by Super Ken as he jumps in with the Shield Unity once again to the back now. Good peer from Hades. JPL shredded down, vengeance used by Kill VJ, but a big bonk lands. Zed going for the implosion onto anyone. Lung gets a kill and the Sky Piercer here. And DFYG get the better trade.
Yeah, they do. They get a couple kills off of it, and I was wondering, when do you activate Lung? Lung came down for the fight. He got the call. and that's a great one. Let's look at the instant replay. A whole lot happened in this fight. Mystic Gush was actually used on Zed, so a lot of that damage time was used up, but still, they get trapped into this little choke point.
No one saw that.
No one saw that. That's fine. But again, it's a fight that favors DFYG. They're able to go ahead and get a little bit of an advantage from that. But ultimately, again, you know, Lung has to go ahead and build up on this Granger. Every single time that we've seen the Granger pop up, oh, you should be fine, Kill VJ. Yeah, he's fine. But the rest of the team is trying to make a play. They're going to force him off. So you see this mirroring up top. Oh,
Mystic Gush! Oh, that's your boy.
That's my boy.
So is he already strong enough to like just fight it out? That's a trade, by the way, for DFYG. A turret up top for a kill on Kill VJ.
Yeah, good trade. I think, again, you know, you typically with the Gourds, you want at least like the 2 items. JPL is going to get spotted out. 80s could be in trouble. Yeah,
shield unity not landing. Retry wins it out. Super Ken. Implosion to the other side. Numenon Blast trying to peel, but he gets brought back to the team as Long goes for the damage. Still, the Guardian's Bulwark doing work as Zed picks up the kill. Now Super Ken pops in a poison, slows JPL down, gives Long all the shots necessary. And Keel just walks up, says, I want that.
I want that. Team Flash decided to go for the orange buff, and they end up getting a huge disadvantage now. DFYG punishing on that positioning, so they get the mid-turret tier 1. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and grab this next turtle, too. Hades is up. He might make his way, but I don't even know if you want to fight this. You're going to fall further behind right now. Even with Curtizi having, you know, 3-0, building into those items, if that Mystic Gush isn't available, then he's and not landing the stuns, he's not going to be able to actually do much. An Implosion is used, and Ken on the run.
Ooh. Super Ken looking for the Glock on Ken. Doesn't find it, is able to escape. Vanix picks up the Golden Staff as he shoves bottom lane. And it's just weird for me in this game because Team Flash, Ken and Kill VJ, it almost seems like both of them have traded battle spells, right? Like you usually see the Esme with the Purify and the CC with Vengeance. So I guess it's just respect over to the Tigreal.
Yeah, I would assume so. And Zed has had, you know, a couple decent implosions. You can see now, second item's locked in. Oh, Sea Halbert too for Lung. Lung picks that up to deal with some of the shielding because earlier we saw that rush with the Flask of the Oasis from JPL. So he'll build into that, but this looks like another fight.
Yep, Zed still there already. The shield unit locks him down. Traction pulse too, and that's out into the back line, able to get the Spear Mercenary down. That's a Mystic Gush over. Zed walks in with a flicker onto Vanix, and he won't be able to shot damage onto Long. He gets the kill. It's 2, and now with the Purify, it's not enough to keep him healthy. Long gets a triple. So many stacks on Sky Piercer.
Hey man, give him the Granger from now on. Don't take the Moskov. Long is having a phenomenal game already. Gets a triple off of this, and Vanix joins in with the Spear of Destruction, but Lung has all the space in the world. Zed did a great job at kind of just tanking up that space from Vanix, and then allows him to go ahead and have that, so they're going to get a tier 2. This is the biggest lead so far that we've seen for DFYG to take, and we'll see if they can maintain it. I always have to say that for a lot of teams through the group stages. Is like you have these leads now, hopefully they don't let it slip through their hands. Hopefully they're able to continue to protect Lung and keep him alive. Yi1's done a great job at, you know, throwing out the traction pulses, catching a couple people. Sometimes they're just whiffed, but that alone, that area gives them some space to work with.
Yeah, I don't know what this Ken walks up way too aggressively. Numenon Blast lands a traction pulse there. Hades, whoa, Mystic Gush and SOD to the back. Vanix gets a Spear of Misery into the Vengeance still, but Yi1 was just wreaking havoc. Vanix forced to run back. That's a 1-for-0.
Little bit of trade that is just all in favor of Team Flash. Thought DFYG would be able to get something else out of that, but no, again, in these choke points, you really don't want to fight, and it's kind of, it counterplays each other because like with Zed, he's looking to set things up with the Implosion, but then if you're caught in that Numenon Blast, you set yourself up just to get beamed down. So that's something we want to consider. This Lord is coming up though. They're going to go ahead and fight for space once again. Even with a lead like this, 5,000 gold for DFYG, Team Flash is still confident enough with the composition that they brought to go ahead and fight. There's a Conceal, Implosion, or Numenon Traction Pulse, not going to land. Yeah, all these blasts, you know, and they're going to force them off of this, it looks like.
That's another blast. Numenon, JPL using it very early on. Ken already shoved in, and he already used the curtain call too.
Yeah.
No trades on the board as Vanix was just clearing up the wave down below. Full reset for DFYG. They can play as long as they want. They can prolong this. Esmeralda still clearing it up as well.
Okay, oh!
Zed with the implosion, Purify response, JPL able to get away, Spear Misery locks him down long, able to flicker out of safety as the Mystic Gush steals through, Zed's HP, Super Ken, Shield Unity, just running laps around Flash SG! Vanix with the jump on the SOD, gets the kill! It's a double for Vanix, a massive turnaround, and they set their sights on the Lord.
Oh man, and this whole time, Lung went for the orange buff, and now he's gonna make his way here.
Big bomb, oh my Lord! That could have been bad. The Lord knocked up members. Long able to get one now. Vanix very low as well. That's going to be the Tortoise of Persons from Super Ken as Long dishes out damage now. Onto Vanix he goes. The Lord very low. Hades and Super Ken. Ken wins the retry. Long on a triple. Dashes away. Wow, 2v5.
Whoa. Lung was like, hold on guys, I'm going to go get the orange buff. Swings back forward. Joins the fight with Super Ken. He gets a triple, and then Super Ken gets the Lord here.
It's that patience, dude, of the Granger. He saw the bulwark, and he just held down.
He held down, and you gotta remember, you gotta give props to Lung here. A lot of those ultimates being thrown at him, the abilities too, even from Kurt, eventually a beam comes out, which keeps him at bay, but I feel like Lung could have got more here if it wasn't for that Mystic Gush, so.
He would have gone Savage for sure there if it wasn't for the Mystic Gush. Oh, speaking of the Mystic Gush canceled out, Hades with a massive tom, but it gets canceled out by the shove. Super Ken actually thrown around in the back. Hades! Ooh, that would have been a kill on Long, but luckily for Long, he's almost fully stacked up on the Sky Piercer.
He is locked in right now. 8-0-5, this Lord makes its way down bot. Yes, they lost Super Ken, so can they get more? The shields are still up here, though, for the base. So they're go ahead, delay it out for that wave in the mid to push 2. They're going to force Team Flash to respond. Shield will pop. Not sure if DianFengYaoGuai, despite having a massive lead right now, can do much without Super Ken here either. So it looks like Team Flash holds on to the base turrets for now.
Wind of Nature for Vanix, Genius Wand for Kurt TZ. Some items picked up here for Vanix again to try to outplay the situation, but unfortunately, it's not as easy as just picking up Wind. I think he also needs Rose Gold to deal with Yi1.
Yeah, and this is why, you know, again, it's that initial window, and this is the thing with a lot of our bursty kind of mages right now. We even see this with a Farsa a lot of the times. It's like you have this window for Kurt TZ to pump out a ton of damage. Once that's gone, though, then you have to rely on Vanix. Look at the stacks here for Lung. Right? He is locked and loaded. But if he gets shut down, that's where things can be topsy-turvy. We've seen that all group stages so long. So for Lung, he's got to go ahead and protect himself, you know, and rely on the team here. So that is the biggest, I feel like, target for Team Flash. If they can somehow shut Lung down, they'll be in a good position to start turning this around. But DianFengYaoGuai have maintained this lead and maintained this positioning for the majority of the game at this point.
Here's the thing though, Naisu. No one can really get to Long. So it's like, well, except for Vanix, I guess. Like an SOD to the back, sure, but you're going to be SODing into this.
Into everything.
Into everything. There's Zed, who's there, who's just been peeling a lot of time. Super Ken, who's super tanky, despite the CC pick on the other side, too. Yeah, so Long just needs to play the normal game. I don't even think he needs to be extra cautious because he knows the team can play around him with so many stacks. It'll be weird if DianFengYaoGuai decide to just go in and not peel for Long.
It's like the only thing that I see happening here is somehow, some way. JPL gets a Numenon Blast with a flicker, maybe catches out Lung, but Lung can just kind of flicker on out to himself or slide out, or like you said, rely on the team. So they've got control here. Lord is up. They'll pull it to their side. Team Flash is going to go ahead and stare this down. We still have Vanix up top, and half health on the Lord. They're going to do something quick here.
Yo, retreat, Hades! A mythical steal! SOD to the back line. They don't have last lines as well. Vanix is going out into the back, but again, the Wind of Nature doesn't get him out of the damage from Yi1. He gets the kill. Falling Star Moon doing a lot of damage. Heal VJ looking for the chase of the Lord. Spawns in the bottom lane, and DianFengYaoGuai should be able to clear this out.
They should clear it out, but hey, Team Flash, Hades goes in. Buys them time. That enough alone will keep them into this game, and that's exactly what they need. Again, Kurt TZ hasn't gone down. He's been playing from the back really well, and you just ultimately need that for Team Flash. These kind of things that happen in the game traditionally will compound up to turning things around and, you know, taking away that gold lead that DianFengYaoGuai has. And so taking a Lord buys them that. Now, Team Flash off of that has to, again, you saw what Vanix did. Vanix actually, he had the right mindset. He goes in, But like you mentioned, the wind nature wasn't enough either, and he just doesn't have enough damage just yet, I feel like, to completely take down one of the members here. You can see, yeah, you can see here the damage dealt to. Lung is on point, Curtizi right behind him, and then it's far from those two.
Really tough for Team Flash to get to the back. The one angle they saw earlier was probably their best shot at dealing with the backline, Yi1 and Long. But again, together, they're just too strong, dude. It's a mix of both. You have to win. You have to go rose gold. Maybe if he had Melfic Gun, he would have actually gotten the kill on Yi1. But again, he needs the defenses. Oh, he's still just going for the Melfic Gun. So, yeah, he's just saying, all right, it's whatever. I need Melfic Gun to threaten the backline anyway. So, yeah, whatever. No rose gold. Maybe he'll sell the boots later on in the game.
Yeah, I think that's the plan for both the teams here, too. You got Curtizi working on the next. He's already got his 3, so he's actually striding the Magic too, and that's why you see him. There's a Malefic Gun, by the way, picked up. So Vanix might be in a better position, but Curtizi, as long as he goes and checks, you know, that's another thing. He can go ahead and check these bushes for the team. Team Flash can play around that. That might give him that advantage too, where JPL doesn't have to be so front forward, and that's one of the plus sides here to having a Gord, because JPL can either peel if he has to or initiate later on with the information. But I think we just see Team Flash just wait for this next Lord. They'll most likely contest this one because of the fact that they're in fighting form. The items that they have are pretty good. Ken is the only one I'm really worried about because, yeah, I think Vengeance, like not having that on a CC is what we're used to seeing. So, you know, that gives you a little bit more of that time to be durable. But now that you have the Purify, it's like, you jump in, and your job also drop down the current call, sort of be a distraction if you can, or put pressure on the back line and hope the team can follow through from that. And even as a Fredrin, it's like you got to be in the right positioning to be able to get that, you know, the taunt off and then even the Appraiser's Wrath. So most of the idea for Team Flash is contest the objective. Hopefully we win that team fight. DFYG has done really well, though, at just starting these objectives and not hesitating. I think that's the biggest thing we've seen from them, is this decision-making from them in this match, and compared to when we first saw them play. They're very decisive here as they fight for this Lord.
You see that?
Yeah.
Traction pulse reflected back. Should be a free
Lord.
Lord. Hades. Oh, good one from That's going to be Zed on the back. Vanix with SOD landing. It will be them going through. Oh, flicker with a Mystic Gush from Curtizi. Ken, the super one, dies. Yi1 falls as well, but DFYG still got the Lord thanks to Zed with his Flicker Implosion.
Oh man, Team Flash though, that's what they needed. They're going to go ahead and get a tier 2 off of this. Yes, they have to deal with a Lord, but they might even try to get a base turret that's going to clear that minion out. Just got to respect this damage that's potential from Team Flash. So they go for a base turret, mid turret already down.
4v3, Long still up. Mystic Gush again over to Zed. Now as Vanix goes in, the Bulwark able to stop the minions from getting cleared out. And they go for the end. Team Flash turn it around. One team fight without the Lord, no problem.
Without the Lord. Again, just going back to what we've been saying. Hey, some of these objectives you don't need. Just turn around. Who cares about the gold leads that these teams have? What a game one. And Team Flash.
Seems like the themes and surprises from day number 3 continue on to today. Team Flash turning things around. Curtizi was untouched for the entire game as that Gordon. In the end, it was his Flicker Mystic Gush that delivered the nail into the coffins of DianFengYaoGuai for that game number 1.
Ooh, that's my boy right there. I gotta say it, you know. Curtizi played one hell of a game. He didn't go down. He was able to go ahead, fight with the space, laid down a lot of just stuns, crowd control damage, and that's what you're going to be looking for here. So, you know, and even in towards that last fight, it's like DFYG had control of the majority of things, but I don't know if it was just a reflection. Maybe that was a big part of it. The reflection of the traction pulse even kind of threw them off, I feel like. And then it was like they had to respond to all that pressure. And, you know, again, this is always one of the great things is you can now, before you couldn't do it, but you can flicker with the Mystic Gush from Curtizi because later he catches and does more damage in that choke point of the jungle later on.
Yeah, I think for this game, we really got to see how good DFYG could be.
Yeah.
A few, how do I say this, mistimed entries and usages of the ultimate by Zed in the early game, but then he was able to deliver some big ones near the end, and then Yi1 and Long sticking together. See, as long as you have some clear ideas of which carries to play for, and if you have multiple options to alleviate all the pressure away from Long's shoulders and share that, it goes well for DFYG.
I don't know what happened in the last fight, man. I mean, and I don't want to say like it was cursed, because I was like, you know, when you have this lead, it happens a lot where teams let that slip through their hands, and it happened here.
Yeah, DFYG Long was deathless this game, but still, without a front line, you can't really operate. And with JPL, with a bulwark placed down, they can't even clear minions. You saw it earlier there. They were struggling to clear the minions. And again, this echoes the narrative that neutral objectives are kind of overrated.
Yeah, it seems like it's really just all about the fights now. Teams have, ever since MSC last year, have gotten significantly better at the post-objective team fights, the punishes most importantly, and which is why we're seeing a lot of importance placed into damage profiles. Remember, Gord deals true damage as well with his kit. Even when that Mystic Gush doesn't hit, his first and second skill alone already chipped down a lot of health.
Yeah, especially towards the end there. You know, he has the Lantern, he has the Divine Glaive, so that's why it's always the case. Like we've seen this a lot. Like they fight in choke points of the jungle. You get caught in those tight corners, and with someone who is a hero that just has this straight beam, that's like the best case scenario for you. No one's gonna escape that, and even then, it whittles them down quickly.
And a small nitpick I would have in this game would be Kill VJ's choice of battle spells, right? Like I wasn't a fan of the Vengeance, but I was like, all right, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how the game plays out. And I think, there's just too much CC on Flash SG. Yes, you survive a bit better with the Vengeance, but on an Esme, you really just want to break the front line and break the formation of a front to back from Flash. And because it was Vengeance, because there was just so much easy peel for the side of Flash, Cortese always used Flicker forward. Like he was never at threat of getting killed or even damaged by Kill VJ once we got to mid to late.
Yeah, I think the mentality of Flash SG would have changed a little bit if, say, it was like a Flicker on that Esmeralda, because now you have that threat of, we have to watch out for a quick entry by Kill VJ. Even if he misses that Falling Star Moon, he could just flicker forward and then dance around Cortese. And because they did not have that, Flash SG were confident, and they really just played around their Gord incredibly well. I still am going to hold out hope for a Game 3. I still feel like we might be going to a Game 3 here based on what the FYG has shown. But they really need to tighten up a bit of their entries, their timings. And I think it was also really tough because as good as they were in the targeting, Cortese, Vanix even, well, more on Cortese, he just really positioned himself too well.
Yeah,
very good. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like he was so well protected himself, and I mean, just in general for most mages or Gord in general, like you know your weakness. Like any player that's picking that up knows that I'm like one of the most immobile mages out there. I have to rely on my skill shots. I have to rely on a flicker, but then that's where you really rely on the team. And I think again, their composition allowed him to have that. And like Mirko mentioned, the fact that your biggest threat should have been the Esmeralda going for you, it's like, you know that's not a big threat anymore. Like as long as you're able to stun her or rely on the team, you're fine. And we really saw that showcase there. I hope Lung does. I hope he gets the Granger again. Like I'm hoping for Game 2 because I wanted to see that from him after his Mozkov performances that we saw first. And I feel like still it's a sting to lose like this. Like 8-0 and 6 or deathless, and you have a phenomenal game. So I hope he gets another chance at that.
Man, you know this. That's my GOAT.
Lung
is my GOAT.
Lung's
it felt
your
like
goat?
I was watching an action movie. It's like Lung, lock and loaded, you know?
Did he have double, triple kills? He had double, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was fully stacked up. Oh, no, he wasn't. He was still 70 all through. After gunning 70, it was like a benchmark, and he couldn't go past that. I think if we take a look at this game, though, for DFYG, the big mistake for me would be letting their guard down around the Lord when it was stolen. Like, there should have been no chance that Hades got that Lord. He was 3 levels down on Super Ken. DFYG had every advantage on the table for them, but they just didn't utilize it. They actually just egoed in, went 50-50. They said, oh, we got a level 3 level lead on Super Ken. We should be able to do it. Little things like that build up to massive wins. Just like we saw yesterday, TLPH, how they came back against Onyx ID. Oheb got the steal. That shouldn't have happened, but did. And one crazy Lord steal could turn the tides of the game just because you delay for a bit longer for the rest of the team to get items. This was it. Here.
It was cool that you saw the real-time adjustments because Hades would go and he just dashed in, stole it, and then in the final Lord fight of the game, we got to see that crazy prediction read by Zed to use the flicker and the ultimate to actually catch Hades in the exact same spot where he stole it from. But at that point, Team Flash has adjusted and they were like,
choke point.
all right, we'll just fight it out. Curteasy saves his ultimate in the flicker. Well timed, well done.
Yeah, it's again, it's unfortunate for DFYG to lose that, because I feel like they did a lot of things right in that game, and it just came down to some of the decision making that they had towards the end there. So again, hopefully they can reset, because again, this is an elimination match.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see another game 3. I mean, we went 12 yesterday. Well, I mean, it's not too crazy to hope for another 3-game series, especially that we're starting to see glimpses of how good the FYG can be. Now, Mirko, you mentioned earlier that you rolled for some skins. You got spent a lot of diamonds on skins. I have some great.
I did.
Very good, sometimes maybe even a little bit bad news for you, because we even got more skins coming out. We got a new series of skins, the Metro Zero
What is
skins.
this?
I feel like based on what we've seen from the teasers and, well, yeah, some of the things that we got to see online, they're a little bit more like techno, cyberpunky themed.
Oh, hey, that's my favorite.
Yeah, you like that. You like that. So save up your diamonds, and y'all should really save up the diamonds of that. Watch out for the Metro Zero skins.
Do we know what heroes they are?
Yeah.
We do?
No, I was about to ask. Yeah, I was know heroes.
Do we know, Romnar?
I'm not going to say anything.
All right. Renmar knows. We don't know.
Yeah, just look for it online. I think it's there. Like a bit of the teasers. Hopefully, we get to see more information and news about the new skin line coming out soon. Melissa, you really want a new Melissa skin?
I mean, no, I just use
Cho. How about Cho?
I just use the Vara skin.
How about Cho?
Dude, he has too many. Stop, dude. Like, every single time we get a new Cho skin, no Claude skin, no Cho skin. Okay,
yes,
too many.
They have enough.
Too many. No Granger. Too many.
I mean, I'm still holding out for more skins for
Phoveus.
So Phoveus, yes, please.
He only has one.
Yeah, the Starlight skin of Phoveus is great, but I would appreciate like more Phoveus skins if there are available. You know what? Comment down below which heroes you want to see more skins of, and if you answer Mia, you know, I'm not gonna tell you to get out, but like, you know, maybe don't ask for more Mia skins. He
won't, but I will. Get out.
Do you want?
Get out.
No, but again, thank you so much for joining us here today at MSC. Just a bit, we're going to be seeing the draft roll out. Again, it's not that much of a draft issue. A little bit of just ironing out for the gameplay. So maybe, so that we can understand the team a little bit more, you got to watch this.
我的 ID 是龙，我在游戏是金币路。
强化2能走，杜文也赶过来，被爪了一下。
从一开始比赛都挺顺利的吧，只是在决赛比较艰难一点点，然后也是因为我们自己失误比较多，整体还是比较顺利的。
哇，老南亚预判大招！
就上次，因为可能队伍还不太完整吧，然后确实是就出局的比较早。 然后现在大家调整的挺多的，然后也磨合的挺久了，然后吸取到的教训吧，就是莫斯卡夫大招不能乱飞。
直接往里结束了，我们恭喜 DFYG 前程似锦，终将成为现实。
So a lot of people were actually won over by DFYG from the M6 World Championship wildcards. There was a point where a lot of people were really rooting for them to advance. I have a strong feeling that this is the tournament that's really gonna turn heads and go, wow, Chinese team is scary, and we now have to watch out for them.
就我们虽然有差不多4个国家的选手在一个队，但是我们还是比较默契的。就在每一把游戏吧，就大家首先肯定要很相信队友。我觉得就只要大家互相信任的话，怎样的局面都不会出很大问题的。
Listen to the GOAT. It's all about trust. I'm glad we got to hear more from Long. Of course, if you aren't familiar, Long is actually really the most popular player in the region.
Wow.
Is he?
Yeah, really he is. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, everyone knows Long. Everyone wants to see Long succeed. There's a lot of Long fanboys and fangirls out there. So hopefully we get to see a game 3 here, so we get to see more of DFYG, Long, and of course what he mentioned to be the trust with each other. More than trust, I think is refinement is now what we're looking for from DFYG. Long has stepped up. DFYG has stepped up what they can. Hopefully we get to see that game 3. But Flash SG, knowing them, they're not gonna hesitate here. They're immediately gonna go for the killing blow.
Yeah. I want to say that DFYG, I feel like we even said that last year. Last year, it's like each game that we got to see them play, they had improvement, and it can be even the case here. Now, hopefully that improvement is going to be locked in for Game 2 because they want to get to that Game 3. And again, going back to what they had, like you mentioned, Renmar, it wasn't really a draft issue. It's just like unfortunate that one fight didn't go their way, and it happened to swing in favor of Team Flash. So I think based on what we see here from the draft, we're going to see what they want to do. Priority is going to be theirs. First pick, you can see this quite a bit banned out here. The Moskov is up, and the Granger is available.
They're really respecting SuperCan here, man. 3 jungle bans. They know that after Game 1, okay, the juicing gets picked up for the FYG. Again, a pick that was 100% win rate for the longest time in MSC for Day 1 and Day 2. But yeah, after seeing Game number 1, SuperCan on the Baksha, super good for the early game. They were great, but he kind of needs to be the one to carry the game, I feel. That's why Flash identified that, said, nah, you want to, but nah, we're just going to ban everything. And now it forces the FYG to go utility again or pick an assassin that's not super meta, but can still be good, right? Like a Joy Haya type of assassin.
Yeah, I think eyeing out a potential Hayabusa pickup for the FYG. I'm riding with you on that idea because Flash SG, I'm looking at either Farsa or Kimmy as the priorities later on for Curtizi, especially the Farsa. That is his comfort pick. They give the pick-off hero in the Kalea, and they pick up the Moskov, which all signals point to either a Kimmy and Farsa pick at the third.
Poof.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moskov going to the hands here again. And maybe they just pick up the Granger again. The Granger is open. Kimmy, I think basically they can lock it in so it just doesn't get banned out. We'll see if they go with that play. Also, still, I think with the Kalea across the board, now you're going to see DFYG forced to pick up some Purifies. That might change the game plan for them too. But this Jushin does really help them out. They'll pick up a CC and a Ganakancha first, though. So they're going to cover the XP and then the roam positions already, leaving up the gold and jungle later on.
Yeah, this might come back to bite them, considering the Flash can just take away marksman.
Okay. CC and yeah, the thing is, I'm concerned about the FYG's assassin choice in the jungle. Like, are they really just going to play this long game? Because Flash now could deny it. They can play the long game as well by saying, all right, then we'll just pick up a mid lane or an XP now and just battle it out for jungle heroes. We've already banned 3. We're on red side. That means first pick on red on second phase 2. Then we can deny more of SuperCan's picks.
Yeah, it looks like CC and Gacha were picked up already thinking about the potential Farsa. So, of course, Flash would swerve and just go, you know what, let's go Kimmy instead. A bit more mobile, not too static. So, as expected, I'm really liking the first 3 picks right now of Flash. They have multiple carries. They're playing around the pickoff. Even though it's not going to be an instant sure kill with the crowd control that Kimmy has, it's not an instant burst, but the target will get brought down really low.
It's unfortunate, too, because like if they wanted to, the FYG could have been like, yeah, okay, let's try the Lolita this time. You know, if they wanted to play into the Kimmy here. But, you know, since they already showed their hand, it's pretty apparent. And I think that's why, again, we might even see the gold lane options being narrowed down further as the Harith is taken out. And so this might be an interesting position for Lung to be in. It's like, what, you know, how confident is he on that hero pool that he has? What can he bring out? Because he's not going to play the Moskov unless they're just confident of giving over that option of Granger again. Now, over on the flip side, we have to see what the junglers are going to end up being, because that's always the interesting thing, right? We've seen so much assassin on assassin. We've even seen vice versa, where it's like assassin versus utility, and still I think that's the kind of the big tester here for both the teams, of course. But Hades has had some interesting picks himself, but I feel like, again, Team Flash is always this kind of unique team that will pull out some of the surprises as even in the second phase.
This could be a Ling pick, by the way, for DFYG. Yeah, Flash are just not concerned about it. They think they've already banned out the really prio picks in the jungle, so anything else, they are prepared to go up against it. Harith and Bruno, just pure respect for Mr. Long, and now it kind of puts him in a position where he just needs to go Granger.
Yeah. Could be the next best option. And I'm also going to go with the idea that whatever the jungle pick will be for DFYG, it needs to be something that does really good damage. Because right now, this lineup by DFYG is dependent on the Jushin and the Gacha being able to bully the center of the map, where when you're up against a Kalea and a Kimmy, that is not so straightforward to do. Almost always it leads to a trade, not you being able to dominate.
Yeah, the last ban, Uranus, so XP lane options, at least for Team Flash 2. Could see what they want to go with. I don't know if they would actually opt for an Esmeralda themselves, but maybe they pick up their XP laner on this pick to see what DFYG wants to go ahead and form up for the rest of their draft. But no, they go the Hayabusa.
They decided to take it away.
Yeah.
DFYG are really drafted into a corner. I think the last pick for Flash later could either be a Lapu or a Glue. DFYG might want to consider picking up a... As much as you guys say Granger, at this point now they might want to consider a carry even. Because you don't know what the EXP laner is. You want to play safe and make sure you have the right damage profile for it. This is really tough for DFYG.
I still think Lane Granger at this point for DFYG. I think it's tough to go for the carry too, just because of the range of the Kimi. They go for the Granger, but the Joy, dude, against Kalea and Haya.
Yeah.
Too tough.
Like, that's so much peel, and it's a good matchup for Hades already.
Yeah, that's tough because I feel like you're gonna have to pop the ultimate too early in most cases, because otherwise you're also just gonna get caught here. So
Exactly.
they're gonna have to do the work for DFYG just in general as a team to make this work.
Yeah, I think this either needs to be a Glue, Lapu. No more Flash surprises, right? Like, it's okay.
They can just go Edith too. I think the Edith would be pretty solid to set up for the Hayabusa. Locks the CC down as well again.
Even the Badang would be okay in the...
Yeah, but down XP would be great. There you go. CC to counter the CC.
Yeah, this is a fantastic draft by Flash. I think they played it really well. I think they were the ones to step ahead of the DFYG in the draft.
Yeah, this one I would have to say favorable draft for Team Flash. Just in general, they cover the damage profiles really well, but then they have so many opportunities to start a snowball for them.
Yeah, if DFYG are going to be winning this game specifically, it's going to be one of those games where at the end of it, Mirko's going to go, that's why he's my GOAT to Super Ken. It's a very demanding game for Joy. It's Flash versus DFYG, Flash at match point. Let's see who will continue their lives here in this tournament.
Thank you so much, Renmar, for the breakdown through our draft. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Naisu, and Mirko to bring you game number 2. Match point right now for Team Flash after a surprising turnaround from game 1 where DFYG had the lead. Can they bring it to a game 3? We're going to find out here. Again, 2 interesting lineups, but you guys can let us know which lineup has the favorable composition for this one. We've shared our thoughts. Mirko, do you think DFYG, what do they have to do to make this work? I mean, their lineup is very specific on the plan. Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, to answer your question, Naisu, they just got to be better. That's how they win. Right now, Hades has the angle. They're going to dive under the turret. Hades, Quad Shadow in the Shuriken too. Zed almost catching him with a taunt. But it will be Team Flash with the early prio in mid, and that puts Super Ken in a position to actually just walk by. Just like Redmar said, that's why he's my GOAT.
He just jumps on in, you know, gets a retry off on the Lithwander after seeing all that action in the mid lane too, so makes that work. But, you know, this is the thing. I've seen this so many times now. If this Hayabusa gets an early kill or 2, you're going to already be in a bad position if you're DFYG to deal with. Killed VJ, taking a lot, but he's fine. Zed charging up that Unbreakable, but won't commit to it. So here's the thing. DFYG can go with the same game plan. Let's let Lung go ahead and farm up, do his thing. He's got the Purify here. That gives him a little bit of safety, but also he's going to be relying on U1 to go ahead and peel for him or at least help protect him, because I think we just expect Zed to initiate, kill VJ running the Vengeance on the CC. He'll kind of be able to go towards that backline of Team Flash, but the big problem is you just don't want to leave Lung alone, especially when a Hayabusa and a Kalea are in against you. So I feel like even more so, whoa.
There you go, the matchup of the Haya versus Joy. Oh, but Super Ken force back Zed, able to go for the taunt now, kill VJ, locking JPL down, but he's able to escape with the help of the fist crack now from Ken, and the pin down to give Curtizi first blood in game 2.
You see what we're saying? There's so many crowd control options for Team Flash's lineup that even if they use the first cycle of it, they might get a battle spell, but then it's up again in time, especially with Ken picking up that Badang, that it just allows them to extend these fights, get the favorable crowd control, and usually convert it. And a Hayabusa alone will be able to pop up enough damage early on that it becomes a threat. So later on, they'll see that transition where the shadow kills are then to even get the cleanups. But so far, Team Flash plays with their composition in their favor. And this is the hard part for DFYG, to really find these fights, and it just looks like they want to continue to set up here in the mid lane.
Good taunt from Zed, respecting the jump. Now AOG, lock him down. It will be E1 with the Crimson Beacon, almost a big pin down there. Curtizi now caught the Crimson Beacon, still able to dash away. Super Ken gets caught by the shadow kill. Zed all alone, the fist crack to pin him down. Curtizi gets a Sky Piercer stack. It's a first item Sky Piercer from Mr. Kurt.
Cool, Kurt's going to get a lot of extra gold on this too. Super Ken trying to delay that, but again, great for Curtizi to start off like that. They get a couple kills. Yes, DFYG picked up one, but it's just, you know, it's tough.
Bang.
Yeah, I like the effects, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's how I play too.
Yeah, you do.
I play without sounds, and then I make my own.
I learned from Leo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Leo. I think he's going to be on his way shortly.
Young man from the Philippines, man. Hey, Team Flash, yeah, they're just dominating through the early game, which I think we expected, Naisu.
Yep.
All of them kind of have prio everywhere on the map. The one lane that I would expect DianFengYaoGuai to have prio in would be the gold lane, but they just haven't been able to rotate towards it. Or maybe their goal is just to let Long farm, which is weird, because you want the Granger to be online. You would expect him to be double laning at this point of the game.
That seems to be their game plan every single match, for the most part. He does great. Like, Lung does great 1v1. Oh, there's a jump in from Zed, forcing Vanix off. So he'll actually get some extra gold here at least.
Nice.
Goes, follows that up. Turtle's up though, so this is all for it.
Traction Pole, Zed, Tsunami Slam back to the turret range. Oh, and the Spear of Misery too! The punish for Team Flash, yet another Sky Piercer for Curtizi. Oh, that was well played by Vanix. The SOD to take the Cannon Minion and to teleport to them. Oh, man.
That was clean. Oh.
Ken with the pin again, and the fist crack heal. VJ can't move. Super Ken walks up, plays music, but it's just music to Flash SG's ears, man. They don't care. They get the turtle for free.
Giving them music for that turtle take right now. Super Ken just going to get invaded though.
Yep, there's no way he can escape from this one. Oh, wait, Hades didn't have the shadow kill. All right, Super Ken gets away, but Flash will capitalize. Taking a few camps. I think the orange buff's gone too.
Yeah, they're going to take a whole lot. Once they spot an opportunity to go ahead and delay Super Ken, expect them to do it. They'll take the orange buff here. It's going to go in the hands of Hades. A push, though, both sides of the map. So turrets, tier 1 on both sides going down. Conceal, though.
Yeah, JPL walks up. Tsunami Slam locked them down. The Traction Pulse goes on E1 with the Crimson Beacon still not available. It's a free kill yet again on Zed.
Man, how many times have we seen Ken just set things up for Team Flash? Now they're going to go for the tier 1, putting pressure here.
Okay, goes for the pin on Keel. He's able to escape. Turret falls, and Super Ken gets the purple buff. So, DianFengYaoGuai are just on the back foot. Like, at this point, they are hoping for what they did to Flash in game 1, but from Flash. They're hoping for a mistake from Flash.
Little reverse card.
Yes, sir.
Basically, that's what they're going to have to hope for, because I think at this point, Mirko, like, you put all your eggs in Lung's basket. You have to just hope that he's able to go ahead and get the positioning in favor for him. But based on what we've seen from these fights already, Team Flash's lineup, like I said, it allows them with so many options to catch Lung. Once the Purify is down, you know, you still have enough tools in your basket to go ahead and put pressure on him. So really for DFYG, it's like, well, we really got to protect Lung. I don't know who they can even pick off here. That's the problem. They don't have much pick-off, quote-unquote, potential with this lineup. So Lung's going to pick up a Sky Piercer, but JPL...
Fraction Pulse onto the back. E1 with the Crimson Beacon forward. Gets a Lancer Flare on Curtizi, but no one's there to follow it up. They're instead targeting Ken. Oh, the miscoordination. DFYG, that could have been an angle.
Yep, and all this information to Hades. He's going to take the orange. He'll swing towards the turtle, so he's going to be there in time. Oh, okay, Super Ken popping the beats too. Oh, is Hades going to get caught?
No quad shadow, taunt over, and it is a kill. Zed picks it up. Super Ken on the turtle. Hey, that's an angle for DFYG as Ken goes over to pin down now with a fist crack on 2 members. JPL to knock out one more time as Curtizi just goes at it. Blasting them in the back. SOD landing. Zed with the AOG. Defensively, Vanix takes the SOD. Gets shot by Long. Super Ken in the bush now. Walks back and forth. Escapes from the wall placed by Ken.
Hey, good fight for DFYG. At least to go in and get the turtle. They punish Hades for taking the orange buff. I think Super Ken has had enough of that. And they're able to go ahead and capitalize a little bit here. They still have some room to cover, though. You know, 3K nearly gold lead for Team Flash right now. You can see the items kind of falling into place. Right now, Super Ken's got the Starlium Scythe building into his next. Lung is on he's on to the next. He's got the Sky Piercer, just recently had the Hunter Strike earlier on. And so that's the thing. He still has to be able to have his positioning in favor, but Team Flash kind of getting caught off there isn't something that's going to be too devastating to the lead they have right now. Again, they still have a lot of tools available to them to choose these fights. It's just that Hades got caught after taking that orange buff. So we'll see how they adjust to it. We're a minute away from the Lord here. DFYG trying to maintain as much as they can. And it's not too much. They've lost the tier 1 turrets. They almost lose this tier 2. But ultimately, for that Lord coming up, DFYG should be in fighting form. 2.4K isn't too much. Like, so far from what we've seen from the matches, you can still relatively fight into that first Lord if you really wanted to.
You really can. I mean, we saw a 7,000 gold lead get turned around with a fight. We saw no neutral objectives for Team Flash earlier in Game 1, and they came back. So you can never really count out any of these teams now in MSC 2025 at the Esports World Cup. Hades, though, able to get the quad shadow, and he actually baits out the Crimson Beacon. JPL concealed, and DFYG just respected. But again, Team Flash should be happy with that. They took an ult out with just skill 2 Haya.
That's a big enough threat. I think they also wanted to get a Purify out before this Lord comes up, but they weren't able to, so DFYG holds on to those. A Holy Crystal now picked up for Super Ken. That's going to be big for his damage that he can pump out. I've always seen this from the Joy too. If they're able to go for that backline or put pressure, he might look for Curteezy. If they can actually take out Curteezy, it'd be massive for DFYG, but JPL flickers on out.
Traction pulse, Long able to escape, kill VJ, doing the same. Now back into the mid lane, battle for Prio, Vanix.
Yeah, he's patiently waiting. Lord's still fighting for this positioning. Right now it's DFYG that'll get the favor. They're gonna go in.
Yep. Oh, massive fist crack there. Tsunami Slam knocking him down as well. As Long goes in with the AOG, will get JPL. In the back, it's Long getting the kill back on Vanix. A big mistake as Super Ken deals enough in the back. Kurt will get a kill. Flicker forward. Sky Piercer diff. Kurt with a triple. Now it's just the boy, the kid, Super Ken. Looking for the stacks. Has the electrifying beat. Needs to be clinical as that's giving the quad shadow forward. Super Ken gets the kill. Now on Ken he goes. Immobilization. And it is an unofficial maniac for Kurt Teasy.
Man, I thought they would get a chance to get Kurt down too, but Kurt is too locked in from Game 1 and now Game 2. 8-0-3. This was a fight that broke out on 2 fronts. Long gets space, but then has to go ahead and dodge all of this. Kurt goes forward. He's like, I got the flicker. I'm going over the wall. I'm going for Long. Takes him out, and then they go forward. So now they've got control of the Lord here. Team Flash, they're going to start it up. Can they actually get this? Does DFYG still want to fight and contest? Super Ken's trying to get here fast enough as they try to buy time to delay it out. Beacon going to be used. Zed will be forced off, but they've taken him off the Lord.
Fist crack used already. Ken gonna fall down. Lantern Flare used. That's gonna kill VJ. Brought under the turret by the Tsunami Slam, but it's a 1-for-0 for DianFengYaoGuai, who are on the Lord, threatening Team Flash with a take on the Lord. Let's see, Hades level up. Super Ken on it already. Going for the stacks now. Zed goes into the back. Curteezy able to escape. SOD landing. Super Ken wins out the red tree. Hades was thrown away by Zed. And DFYG are well and truly back in the game.
What a great job delaying from Team Flash to go ahead and commit to that. They bought enough time for Super Ken to come forward. They've got the lineup to make them push off of the Lord, and now they've done it. They've bought themselves enough time. They've whittled down that 3K gold lead that Team Flash had. And as we mentioned, they're going for the reverse card. They want to do what Team Flash did to them in Game 1, and they're well off their way to make it happen. Lung's got some defensiveness now, too.
Hades? What? Zed with a read! Catches Hades trying to go for a pick on Lung.
Unbreakable. Catches Hades. And as I was going to say, Lung has the wind of nature now, too, but when you got someone for your back like that, you don't have to. So now they get a turret. Lord still making its way up top, and DFYG has control. Can they assault the base now of Team Flash? Shields are going to be worked on. They're popped through. They hold on to the base turrets, but they'll make their way with this Lord now as it works on Tier 2 turret. in the top lane. Lung leading the charge. Hades will come up in a second. And Team Flash on the defense. Are they going to lose some base turrets here?
Traction pulls over to Long, still able to escape now. Oh no! Pops in a Purifier with the nature. Tsunami Stab locks him down in the back, but Long was able to survive for a bit longer. That's a kill. Vanix in the back, able to get a Spear of Misery, but goes for the target on Zed instead. Super Ken goes for the back, finds the kill, and Kurt Hades stays alive, gets a double. It's a 3 for 2, and man, how did they keep that base turret alive?
I don't know. It's one hit away. They saw it, but Team Flash decided not today. They'll go for a trade. But the 3 for 2 for DFYG, we are in a brawl out now for game 2. It seems like they just want to go ahead and fight it out. Let's look at the instant replay. Lung goes so low here because of the Wind of Nature. He has to pop it, but then Vanix comes in. Super Ken will chase him down, but this fight just gets split up to favor Team Flash, and they wanted the base turret. They paid the price, and they didn't get it just yet. So they'll find themselves once again 40 seconds away from this Lord coming up. Both teams are going to be locked and loaded for that fight. And this is where we see that push and pull. The battle spells are crucial here on both sides, especially for DFYG. To be able to use those Purifies, we saw how much pressure can be put from Team Flash as long as DFYG plays smart into those fights, into even JPL. Yeah, you can see the damage. Wow, that Curtizi's doing. This is, you know, he's been online, like I said, from game 1 with the Gourd. Oh. Now here, they're gonna force a fight.
Huh. They actually don't go and kill VJ. I thought that would have been a free pick. He just walked up too aggressive and he has his vengeance, but I guess Team Flash are like, Lord's coming up.
Let's not
risk it. Let's just play it safe. Because we have Vanix who will always win the side lane. Hold up, wait. Oh no, this could be a crazy read. Super Ken jumps in now, over to Vanix. Has the electrifying beats. Vanix shoots out the SOD, doesn't land it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Flash SG with a prio, no kill. VJ walks over the current call. Curtizi, the jump away. The AOG doesn't land. Hades pops in the quad shadow, but it doesn't land on anyone either.
Oh, DFYG, just so much used from top lane now in the mid. And Lord being up here, they're gonna have to wait for some of these ultimates to be back up. So they'll go ahead and just kind of stand off here for this Lord, fighting for positioning if they can. Right now here, Vanix might have to join once he has a spear. Oh, Zed, pop the Revitalize. Still gets calls in. Double pin over now with the quad shadow 2 landing in the back. Wind of Nature for Long. That's a winning crown for Yi1 as he pops in Crimson Beacon. Retreat battle coming down. Super Ken wins it out. Kill VJ, pops into Vengeance now. Vanix locks him down with a pin. Will be able to get the stun down as well as Kurt kited away. The SOD lands. Vanix goes on Long. Super Ken wants to go for the dash, but Vanix goes in. That's a winning crown by Super Ken. Chain CC still has the dashes to go through and will be able to escape somehow. But there is a big wave. 2 cannon minions. Flash looking for the clean sweep. Super Ken trying to defend here, but he gets chain CC'd. And Team Flash will get the clean sweep to eliminate DianFengYaoGuai.